Hello. I want to start this last session of the Sadness Club with a deep breath and inviting you to land in the space, wherever you're coming from, whatever you were doing before, what you're doing next. Yes, and bring all of your aliveness into the space. Sure that you're centered, you're grounded. Your center is grounded to center of Gaia. And that you have your bubble of space. I'm going to click my fingers and create a space here around us for this time that we're here together. And this golden cube of space that's covering this space is filled with connection, clarity, love. And I invite you to bring in into the space anything that you would like to bring in.
I would like to bring in presence, and our souls and transformation.
Thank you.
I will call in healing and thank you, and collaboration.
Thank you, Wow. I feel glad of connecting here with you in this fourth session of the Sadness Club. And I want to open up the space for any questions, more than question, more like your research. How is your, anything that you discovered this week? How is your experiments this week? What is alive for you?
Yeah, I'd like to go first.
Yes.
Yeah, it's quite active. I feel a lot of fear actually of showing sort of the brokenness in my heart, the sadness that's there. I've had these layers peel off of me that really connected to what's been there in my core for a long time. Yeah, I think it came up even in a session, where one of our first calls, this bird stuff. It's really been unraveling. And I had a sort of a ceremony with some brothers and came across this anger, fear, and sadness of being born to the mother I was born, who was really unavailable to have me at unready at the time to have me. So it sits in my being as a lot of sadness and also on a very unconscious layer. Like it's really hard for me to connect to, and it's like a completely different part of my being that holds it, like a, yeah, say a baby part or whatever, and it's different than a sadness to lose an object or something. It's like it's like sitting in my core the whole time. And then when I have these really deep experiences, it's blatantly obvious that it's always there and it's keeping me from my middle, because in my middle it's too uncomfortable to be this broken heart of how I spent 30 years, yeah, how I grew up with an unavailable, unready mother. Like there was no bonding whatsoever. So I never had this connection to the mother or to Earth. She was just in her mind. Yeah, and I feel fear to over dramatize or victimize. And at the same time, if I listen to my body, for my body, it seems to be a very serious matter. Uh, and I think I can speak from it and from a deeper place. And I would love to try that. And I fear that it might take a lot of time or too much attunement or something. Mm.
So give it a try. Go for it.
I feel unclarity right now in this space when like I would like some more structure right now.
Yeah. So the invitation was to share your experiments, your discoveries from your sadness, and what I hear, what wants a space to express uh, this part that he's sensing. Oh, does that help, Katya? And do you have any proposals?
Before when Wout said like I'm scared that it's gonna take for a while, I would like to do some form of check-in, or like, because it doesn't feel complete or round for me to like go now into a 30-minute process or whatever, and or I don't know, it's just some feeling of there's something missing.
Mm. Will you say what that is? What is that thing that's
I
missing?
can't really tell, but what comes is that I would like to hear you, Jorge, and I would like to hear me, and then dive into something deeper.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Or a time frame from you. Okay, we have now 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and dive into it.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I have prepared for today a space for exploring something very similar to this, what you're bringing up. Wow. And I would still like, if you like to share for 5 minutes or so. What is that?
Yeah, if there's no resistance from Katya, I'd like that. It's sort of a wordless space. I just feel, oh, like I don't think you're able to feel it, but for me, there's like this rippling going on and this cracking in my heart, and it's like really unsettled, and it's a somatic experience. And I think it comes from these pre-verbal realms. Like, when you're 1 years old, you don't speak, so it, it's happening on a different layer,
Is there any other
and yet
sound?
it's so alive, huh?
Is there a sound instead of words?
Mm-hmm.
Can you express that?
It's just like my heart is broken. I don't know where to go with it. Nobody understands.
Yes, your heart is broken and you don't know where to go with it. Nobody understands.
Ah,
Yes. Yeah, and thank you, Wout, for bringing in this part and for letting it be a little bit more alive and bringing it into their space. And today, yeah, there is an experiment where I like to go, where there'll be plenty of space to go into this. Yes, and I want to, yeah, invite you to be with those feelings and also be here with us, and for the space to continue flowing. To hear from other of our research and to move on into the space with this. It's very alive and it's very relevant to this space.
very hard to stay in connection, and I do what I can.
Mm-hmm.
What is in between the connection?
The intensity of the feeling and the challenge to be with it, and it takes a lot, and I feel fear to lose myself if I were to not do that. So, yeah. Oh. I really don't want this. I don't want this. Really don't want this. It's like I'm being cracked open on the middle of my being. I oh, oh, thank you. I appreciate this a lot. Very rare for me to be able to access this. Somehow, when you asked that question, Katya, it intensified, and I find that significant in a way.
Which question?
Something about, can I still be in connection, or why not?
Yeah, it feels like a core of the wound.
Yeah, that something about that I have to that my feelings can be brought in connection, or that I have to separate myself and then be with all my pain on my own, because there was maybe no receptivity in my childhood or whatever. I don't know. Like, I want to tell you how much it hurts, and I feel fear to do that because if it hurts too much, other people don't want to open up to it with me. It's my experience.
Hmm.
You
Yeah,
want to give it a
I
shot
guess.
and say it anyways.
Feel understood. With all this sadness that I had no connection with my mother or that it was unpleasant in this womb, my whole childhood years, I
Can
couldn't
you can
express
you
this to
stop
anybody.
can you stop explaining? You're in your head when you talk about this. Can you feel and express what you're feeling without
I
without
can't. That's the thing. It's more like the sadness is the sadness of being misunderstood. So this understanding or trying to make somebody understand, it's like impossible in a way. That's the whole pain about.
Yes. Being
Like
misunderstood.
I can never explain it and still want to be understood. So like, what do I do?
can
Hmm.
you express the feeling of wanting to be understood in sound and body language and movement? And like maybe it's like whatever, like really go. Use your body.
Oh, 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 oh. It's 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 a cramp. It's just one really long cramp in my solar plexus, in my heart. Oh, and I notice my mind's like, I want solutions. I want to be able to explain, and it's just
Yeah.
only sadness.
Yeah. Yeah. And the invitation for now is to be with it. Is be with that, and not even try to change it or do anything about it. Notice that in your solar plexus, how that is manifesting. It's something very precious.
Just one blow.
Yes. I would like to keep the space rolling, and with this, it doesn't have to be fine or perfect. And what I invite you to keep feeling and being in the space with us, and don't need to change anything about it. And I would like to ask Katya if you have anything that you want to share from your week about your research.
Yeah, I noticed that writing into the group is um annoying me, but more for like homework reasons. I feel like I should do it, and
Mhm.
And I also noticed that I like it's something related to time. Like I don't want to take the time to do it. Once I start, I'm happy to share whatever there is. But there's something about taking the time. It feels like it's cutting something off from myself that I need desperately. And like I cannot give more time to something. And I know, and I was also angry about this whole sadness yoga thing because it like his friend reached out to me and I answered him, he never answered back, and it just feels confusing. And I felt some gremlin behavior, but I don't know if I imagined it or not. And part of me wanted to stay unhooked and just don't go there, but I don't even know if that's part story of I want to always be the controlled one and not go into any drama or something, or if that's real, or I have no idea. Like I just feel unclarity in myself. And even now, like I said, like, just let's just take 5 minutes or like some clarity in the space. And then it was more time. And I noticed myself being first having a no and wanting clarity. And then I'm like, yeah, I see someone in pain and I just want to be there. And but I don't know if that's my rescuer or if that's coming from presence. I feel fog around things, and I'm sad and angry about this unclarity from myself. And I'm just longing for more clarity. And
Mm. Thank you, Katya. I hear this thread of time that is very relevant for me as well. This thread about like spending time or using time. How do I spend my time? My own pain is in that I spend way too much time in text messaging or something like this, or that I go into text messaging and then I start writing and then writing and then I criticize myself and then I think this is too long or I don't want to share this. And it's this thread about time that to me I yeah I'm longing for myself to be more in clarity with my time, to be more precise about my time and how I'm using my time. And and I don't know where I'm exactly where I'm going with this, just noticing this thread that has been showing up with in our chat space about time. And okay, yeah, I remember how it's connected. I wanna, yeah, I wanna open up the space for the next experiment. And there is something that you said, Katya, about wanting to help be there with people when they are in pain, and that you think that you might be your unconscious rescuer, trying to rescue that person. And it sounds like there is still some from the old map of feelings, where feeling something is negative or positive. And I see.
where does that assumption come from?
that well that you that well, I don't know that. Yeah, that was my assumption that that person is suffering, like they have a pain and they're suffering, or and that you have to be there for them, or you don't have a choice but being there for them.
No, that's not what's present. Like it's
Mhm.
an inner draw of like I feel my heart saying yes, but I don't even know if it's my heart or if it's like I'm following my feelings or unconscious emotions. I have no idea. But
Mhm.
like I'm following the space basically.
Following your feelings is following your heart.
Yeah.
The
So
heart is the emotional center.
I know about that about feelings, but if it's emotional and I can't distinguish if it's emotional or feeling, then it might be coming from a rescue place. But I don't know. I just like follow what's alive in my emotional body and my physical body and the draw. Like I
Mhm.
felt a no at when he said first, and then when he started really sharing and feeling, I felt a yes. But I don't know if that was just giving up my own space and letting him enter mine, or I don't know.
Mhm. Well, it sounds like a great space for research,
Ah,
for checking in with that, what that is. Mm. Yeah.
yeah, and I don't know what kind of space we're in now because you were introducing it, Jorge, and my invitation, Katya, being with you and hearing, there's a lot of this trying to find out, figure out mentally. And what I see and pick up energetically from you is a numbness bar. And my invitation would be to lower it a little bit. And I think there your answers lie.
How do you have a how would you lower this kind of numbness bar? Like where would you put your
To
focus?
start feeling.
Let's
You
use
start
this.
feeling, and maybe you start feeling the
Yeah. Uh,
You're frozen.
it's frozen.
oh, my internet is coming a little slow here.
Okay. I
What
would
did you
like
say
to.
about after you start
Yeah,
feeling?
I'll give it another go. So my I'll turn so you see me. Maybe you start feeling the numbness first, if that's what's here, and then feel about being numb. Mhm.
This is
It's not something
great.
entirely new for me. Like I'm aware, like I'm like always pointing because it's annoying me so much that I'm always feeling into the numbness or into the doubt. And then when I go into the head, I'm like, oh, let's not go in their head. Like I want to start feeling, and but it's not leading me anywhere really. Like
How do you feel about that?
I feel angry and annoyed, and
And there's also another feeling I'm picking up.
yeah, I'm sad and scared.
Yeah, yeah. I suggest you go with the sadness about it. Really, what's it like to miss all this essential life information by numbing yourself? Information about yourself, who you are, people around you, that you're just not able to pick up on.
I feel like a swamp if I go there.
Mhm.
Okay, this is a great opening for the experiment that I want to go into next. And it's about feelings and giving ourselves time to feel. I did this experiment in the first sadness club that I did with Devin, and it was fantastic. And yes, wow, this inviting us to feel, inviting you to feel, and this is also the invitation for the next 20 minutes. We're gonna be in silence, navigating towards the feeling of sadness, your feeling of sadness that's there. And what this does, this 20 minutes, is that it really creates a buffer time of not doing, not having to do or be or have to be going anywhere, just to being in that space. And it's a really a great buffer. And you can have your notebook with you and making notes if you like, and also just if you want to just feel it and make the sounds, let the feelings get intense, or let the feelings get however they are for these next 20 minutes.
So it's 20 minutes and every one of us goes into our sadness.
Yeah, and we'll do it all together. We'll be there for the 20 minutes together. You can close your eyes or keep them open, and yeah, my invitation will be at first to go with your eyes closed. Yeah. So yeah, to go with the eyes closed for these 20 minutes.
I'm probably gonna open my eyes because mine is connected to others, my sadness.
Okay. Do you guys have any questions about this? Okay. Okay, I'm gonna set the timer and we can go ahead. Bien. All right, so for the next 20 minutes, feel your sadness and let yourself make the sounds and feel what's in there. Have a communication with your sadness. Talk to your sadness. Ask her what's going on and go.
Ai, ai, ai. Ai, ai, ai. Ah, fuck. Oh, oh. Yeah, yeah. Ah, ah, Ay, ay, ay. Oh, no, no. Ay, 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 ay. Ik wil echt niet. Ik wil echt niet. Nee, 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 nee. Ah, fuck. Ay, 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 ay. Oh, ay, 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 ay. Oh, fuck. Improve me. Improve me. Improve me. Improve me. Improve me. Oh. Mama, 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 Yo, mama, yo, mama, yo, mama. Mama, yo, mama. Ah, okay. Oh. Ah,
Porque a mí, porque a mí.
ay, 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 ay. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. God, what the fuck? Oh my God. Oh, fuck. Fuck, fuck, fuck. Oh, my heart. My heart. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 Wait, 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 wait. Oh, 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 yeah. Oh, so fucking angry. Ah, oh, 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 oh.
So we got about one more minute. Let's keep going for one more minute and start wrapping it up for the next minute.
Ah, fuck. Nee, nee, ik wil niet. Ik wil fucking niet. Nee. Ai, fuck. Ah, fucking hell, godverdomme.
And when you're ready, come to the space. I wanna have a moment to be here with you.
I didn't catch that.
I would like to take a moment to be here with you after this 20-minute experiment. If you need to drink water, drink some water. If you need to make any notes, go ahead. What do you discover during this experiment?
That I don't want to be on this earth or this life, and that life is not really worth living and is not fun, and in order to not feel that all the time because I have no solution, I cut myself off from myself and put my focus on others because that gives me some sense of purpose if I can be helpful. And there's still more layers in there, but it just like this whole world just seems very not really worth living. It's full of crap and death and like numbness and drama, and there are not very many things that I really truly enjoy. I tell myself the story that there are, but that's just feeling a little bit better, but it's not really fulfilling. And everything that makes me feel a little bit better and that seems like something I want to grasp onto, and that's why there's this I don't know, because I don't know what to do. Like, I don't know where to go with my awareness, with my intention, with my presence, because where it is, it's not fulfilling. So I go somewhere else. And that's why I don't know. That's why I'm in
Mm,
fog, and that's why I'm in unclarity. Because
mm,
I don't know. I
mm.
don't know where to go. And it feels like a stuck, like a loop. And if I really go deep into this rabbit hole and into this I don't know, and it feels like I can find peace there. But it's not, it's deeper than, it's deeper.
Can you share a bit about the loop? How does that loop go?
Like it's one stuck emotion, like one mixture of whatever stuckness, and doesn't feel like the truth. It's but it feels like a loop, a constant loop.
So it starts with this sadness about being in a world that is not worth living.
Yeah.
Then what happens next? um,
I notice that I'm in a world that's not worth living, that it feels dead and just painful. It feels painful. And the impulse is to solve it, but I don't know how. There's no solution.
what what feeling is that?
Um
What feelings are those?
like a desperation, a mixture of fear, will it ever go away, sadness that is there, and anger that not different. Like I don't know. And like it's like it's giving up. Like I've given up.
Mhm.
Mm. Oh, feels so sad to hear that because I don't want you, any other human being, to give up.
Was there any joy in your noticing, Katya, during the last 20 minutes?
Any joy?
Yeah, did any joy come up?
Yeah, joy about feeling it, and joy about looking at it, and really feeling that it is a story or like an emotion, and if I go there, then this is the route. Like it feels like that's
Mm.
the route. And I was searching for that
I,
as well, for the route.
Mhm.
I, I have a possibility for you, Katya, and I feel fear. Somehow my intuition tells me that maybe it's too early to ask the question, but nonetheless, it can be a quest for you to take on. Would you like to hear it? Yeah, you say like, I don't know, and it comes from a really a mental place. And I wonder, what if you ask this question to your heart? Like, heart, what would give you true joy? Uh, will you ask that question?
Yeah, that resonates. I will do
Hmm.
that.
Will you try it now for 1 minute?
For 5 minutes. What did you say?
1 minute,
1 minute.
or yeah, more if needed, but just go with the question.
Mm-hmm. What it comes is like me being very young, like a toddler or something, and just crawling around the floor and licking everything, putting everything in my mouth, and just like feeling everything sensual. But that leads
Okay.
me directly into my fear of germs, and like I don't like I'm scared of the world and about relaxing into the world. And
Yeah. My sense is there's something there for you with the senses that you can explore. It's like how can you incorporate more sensory pleasure in your life? I'm thinking of massages or cooking and eating great food. I invite you to explore this line of thinking.
yeah, that's the only thing that really gives me pleasure in life. And that's what I'm like always looking to do. But it's like a never ending.
Yeah,
It's like there's an emptiness in there.
But are you actually creating these things, these sensual pleasures like massages, cooking and sharing food with people? You're creating it, but it's not enough. It's not fitting enough.
No, and I have this urge to bite everything. It's like, and my partner, he doesn't want that. It's just, but there's this, as something related to biting. It's just like, I don't know. It just, but it doesn't make any, it's not fun to bite anything that's dead. So I want something alive to bite. And
Mm.
I don't know. I don't know what that really is about.
it sounds like EHP material.
And as you were saying that, I had this flash of an image of you of becoming a hunter in a way that there is a great
Mm,
like hunting spirit. I saw an image of you like this with an arrow and a bow, like shooting an arrow and hunting an animal, a big animal like a deer or something like this, and processing the flesh, cutting the animal, like opening it up and processing the meat and
You say that, I just want to bite it up.
yeah, and take it like a big bite, even at the raw meat.
That's gross.
I've never done it, but I mean I think I've done it. And does satisfy some. But I saw this image, even cooking it, like you can cook it and take a big bite, and it's gonna feel so alive. It is so alive because you hunted it, you got it, you did it.
I don't want to kill anything. I just want to bite it.
Hmm.
Actually, yeah, maybe I don't know. Maybe I with my with biting, there is some killing aspect in it.
Hmm. So my possibility is if there is any gatherings around you or like people that does training around that it could be a possibility for you to join one of those trainings and get the experience for yourself. Maybe you get to the point and it's like, oh no, this is not it. But maybe you're right in there and then something really starts like dugun dugun dugun, like feeling like this is it, or like you're getting an experiential distinction from being right there, like tracking the animal, like sensing, and then choosing to take his life consciously, boom, and then throwing the arrow, or seeing at least seeing the other person doing it, or something like this.
I feel fear that it's so out of my box that I'm not gonna do it.
Hmm. Yeah, I was surprised to see that image too. Yeah.
mm.
Thank you. Thank you for your sharing. Yeah, and I think the goal from these last 20 minutes is this doorways. It seems like you got a pretty big doorway to somewhere that you can follow to next and look into next. Right on. What would you share from your experience?
I would love to, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, just want to start off with saying I'm extremely grateful for this space we went in today. I think my being has been craving for this for maybe 10, like I would say, I want to say 2 years. Now I want to say 5 years, 10 years, maybe 30 years. Like, wow, this is huge for me.
Mm.
And I wish I had this monthly, maybe weekly, until my, I will say, my sadness body is relieved of the biggest burdens. Because now it's like, wow, it's to the top. It has been to the top full, you know. Maybe today it's like 80% full after our session, and I feel I want to bring it to 10 or 5 or something, you know. Well, thank you. And I'll go ahead and share about my experience. It was surprising and scary for me to own my sort of mama pain. Like really name it the way a small boy would name it and let it say it like that, like mama, mama, mama. And um, yeah, what it was about is this. Oh, true. Yeah, I feel I'm sort of out of it and I don't want to be because it was so good to be connected with it. But there was this pain of just my mother not feeling me. And and then you'd usually tell your mother about the things that make you sad, but then my mother isn't feeling me, so who do I say this to? So it's like I'm crying for mama, but mama isn't receiving. And it's really painful. It's been there for God knows how long. And I think a lot of women pick this up in me also, like, oh yeah, mother issues, or I subconsciously look for mothers, and then this is what wants to be actually felt and processed, and haven't been able to go there really. And yeah, it's been with me for so long, and I just yeah really would like to integrate it properly because it's huge. It's really huge, and it lives in my heart day to day. Um, and I learned how sadness is in my body, which is I would say is the most painful of all feelings, if I was allowed to make such a judgment. It's like a thunder rolling in my body. That's how it feels, like or like the sounds a thunder makes, like the rolling thunder. But then in my body, and it builds up. It's like a cramp that builds up until it's cramped enough to be released or something. Um, And this is the feeling I've resisted the most of all my feelings, I think. Um, so yeah, I told you also I feel super much fear I felt about joining Sadness Club, and it goes to show like my gremlin has been all around the space, you know, um, trying to protect me from this. Um, yeah, another thing I picked up was this inner battle about me having a no against my sadness, and then like that no turning into an anger against really a part of myself. Just like I was saying a few times, fuck, no, fuck, I don't want, Wilny, I don't want. It's like the resistance against my own sadness, like the not welcoming of that.
Will you open that a little bit more? What was that about? What is it? Is it about the pain? Is it not wanting to feel the pain?
Yeah, I don't know because it ends up in a sort of malformed sentence that goes like, I don't want this. And I think it the worst version of is I don't want to be here. Like I really resonated with what Katya shared. And I think it's an exaggeration of all the built-up sadness. It had to become so big that instead of I don't want to feel the sadness, it turns into I don't want to be here because I'm in a sinking boat, sinking in all the sadness. And can't, I can't, I, I can't ride the waves like that. I can only sing. I have such a desire to feel much more of this sadness um, because it's me in a way. And I miss I miss me. Yeah, I really want to have another call like this with you guys really badly. Like maybe in a week from now or a month from now or a monthly thing, but like yeah, I really, really, really need this in my life. I think it can be super big. Yeah.
One possibility that's coming out is in the Money Club where we were a few days ago. There was a question about what was something that you received recently that you like to pass on to others. And this is coming as a possibility for you to do that with this thing that you receive here today.
Oh, I have this word fuck coming up again.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah,
Not sure how ready I feel about that. Like my own heart is ready to meet all that sadness in a way, because I'm
yeah,
still maybe on the old map, and yeah,
yeah. And is that I don't know. That's the possibility that I'm getting, that you receive something today, and just in the same way that Devin passed it on to me months ago, a year ago, actually, in his space, that I passed it down here to you guys, and that it was valuable, very valuable for you, that you were longing for this space for the last 2 years, 3 years, 10 years, and you now it's now yours. You now know how it goes. It's not about doing or being ready for it. I don't know if I was ready for it, or if I don't know how it was gonna go, but it's creating that space in the best way that you can, and offering that to others to go into that space. I don't know. It's a possibility. Mhm.
and thank you, Jorge. And how would you guys feel about doing another like an hour call together? Mm, we'll find a date in a little bit more than a week from now, or 2 weeks from now, maybe, because I'll be going to Poland for heal from school. So yeah, anyways, 10 days or something from now, doing a 1 hour sadness call.
Send me the date. Yeah.
Sounds good.
Yes.
My
Great.
being is longing for more of this. It feels like a cleanse, so it's like I was writing once, like intuitive writing, and it feels like it should be something like this should be daily, not necessarily as this call, but like this kind of experience. It's like brushing teeth. It's just stuff that builds up, and it doesn't have to have a setting usually at a certain point, I think, but it feels right now it needs a setting, and until it becomes a habit, until it becomes natural.
Mm.
And so I have a yes to the space.
And mhm. Yeah, yay. Let's make it happen. And I want to ask actually about my share. How do you guys experience sadness in your body? I was sharing about this rolling thunder and the cramping builds up. Is it similar for you, or what's it like for you?
It's different for me every time. Like today, it felt like a pain in my heart. Like it just like, but I honestly, I think it's not the sadness itself that's the painful thing. Because the more I say yes to my sadness, and it becomes something easy, something beautiful, something gentle, even if there's something really, really, really big behind it. And every time it has a different nuance. And and this time it was kind of painful, but also like it feels like I wanted to rip something out of my heart. But a lot of times it's just very sweet and very, like crying used to be very exhausting for me, and I had a headache where I needed to sleep afterwards. And now it feels more
Very
and more,
what?
it used to, like crying used to be something very like that would make me a headache, or I had to sleep, or it felt like a huge workout or something like that. But the more I
Oh,
do it, the more it feels like something energizing, something relaxing, something, it just fulfilling. It just feels like joy. Like sadness is something beautiful.
Thank you for sharing that, Katya. I feel glad to be in connection with you and knowing how sadness moves through you. And with you too, wow, of hearing the how it shows up for you as a thunder. For me, what I was noticing is that there is a big numbness bar about my sadness, and that in a way, like I could feel a lot of pressure here in my jaw sometimes, like almost like the sadness is going up here, but I'm not letting it out. So it takes a conscious purpose to let it out, and and it will show up as uh, it's not yet like it's different intensities of sensations here in the solar plexus, or in this part, and it will go, yeah, like depending on how much and feeling it. And yeah, so sometimes it will be like this river, like it will be like a river that's flowing down, and sometimes it could be like a wide water river will like that is going fast, and sometimes it feels like a trickle, like it's just like a little creek. But there was also this other part that I noticed, that it's like I have a mask, and this mask, it makes my muscles stiff, or like blank, like a blank mask that
mm.
I'm not feeling. And I could really notice that. It's like like I use that mask to, like, it's like stuck in there, and it feels like numb, like numbness in my face, and I don't. So there is a lot of numbness around my sadness, from what I'm describing.
Did you manage to take off the mask or just become aware of
Yes,
it?
yes, yeah. It came out a bunch of times, and it keeps coming out. It keeps coming out, and there is a
Right.
part of a habit that keeps going back in. I think the sentence is something like, to be a space holder, I can't show emotions, or I have to control my emotions or keep them in check. And there is something about that keeps me
Mm.
from feeling my sadness in a space like this, because I'm the space holder or something like that. And I'm gonna write that
I
down.
wonder where that comes,
Yeah.
like really comes from.
Mm-hmm.
I had in the beginning when we started, I was not really feeling like I wanted to express intensely or something like that, and I noticed it was like, because in possibility management everything has to be extreme, you know. Not really, but like if it's not, like if it's like subtle, then it's, I had the story that's not intense feeling, and
Mm-hmm.
then I went into that, and that was for me the doorway of actually going to my sadness.
Yeah.
Yeah, you say something really valuable there that I think is really valuable. This honoring the subtle, that is missing in PM world. And that I picked up a lot. I picked up also that I feel sad that there's not so much space for the subtle or the spaciousness. So I think it's a tiny clump of gold there. There's something waiting to be done with this in PM world, by you, by me, maybe. Yeah, I just want to name it and polish the gold a little bit so it's more visible.
I've been experimenting with this, with the intensity. I will call it intensity from 0 to 100%. And the goal that I discover is that there is a phase one. So there is this phase one where I'm getting to to explore those higher level intensities. Because in a way, I'm very familiar with keeping it low, or keeping, yeah, like my sadness low and in a low intensity, which there is tons of value there. There is tons of value. But for the, what would I call it? Mm, for parasites and vampiristic entities, and even for the gremlin, there is kind of beneficial for them if we keep it low. If you keep it at low intensity, then there nothing changes. Everything is kind of okay, and then those vampiristic entities, they want us to keep our energy or intensity levels low. So in this expressing of bigger intensity feelings, is almost like those entities, they can't survive there. The environment is not suitable for them anymore. It's like too much intensity for them. So it's almost like these entities, they start falling away, they start falling off, or they start not being able to suck your energy anymore, because you're sourcing so much energy. It's like you're electrocuting them, because they're used to this like low subtle energy. So
But I think the low subtle energy you're talking about, when these entities can adapt, it's a fake low energy. It's a numbed out one,
mhm,
because the low percentages are so incredible powerful.
yes.
Like, and then there's no entity that can get there. Like if you're present in that, no way. Like I think they're only there if there's some level of emotion, numbness, whatever, and it just feels like, and for me, like I think the for me it was this time not listening to the going into the lowers and like relaxing. For me, it was actually the opposite today, because that would be my comfort zone, to go into the lower energies, but it was a numbed out one. And
Mhm,
not going into the fear of, you guys might judge me if I'm not going intense, and then it's not PM like or whatever. So my doorway today was to go intensely into that fear, and to like go completely into that, and that broke everything open to the rest. So it was kind of like me allowing to go there, and letting go of the pressure, or going into the pressure, into the
mhm.
fear. So I think it can be a trap to go to and can be a comfort zone to go into the low percentages, and it can be a doorway, like both.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's phase one and about feelings, which is feeling those feelings, and going to those places of higher intensity. From what I'm hearing is that you were navigating the lower percentages of your sadness, and then you notice a fear that there was a fear about like us judging you because it wasn't high percentage, and then you use that fear, that doorway, to let it get big, let the fear get bigger intensity, and use that as a doorway to higher intensity of something, which allow you to go back into like the deeper intensity of your sadness, or like a deeper sadness.
It feels
Those are
very mental, that explanation, but I think what I did was I just went with what's present.
yeah.
Present was the fear of being judged.
Yeah.
And if there's something present that we don't want to address because we have the story, we have to go into the sadness thing now, but there's a fear present of being judged, then that's in the way. So I think presence is going with what's alive. And I don't know, that's just my explanation, but I can't
Yeah.
really.
Yeah, that lands. That makes sense to me.
I sort of want to check in, and I think, well, yeah, I sort of want to check in, Jorge, but also like the group, what you guys want to do in this last half hour, or what your plan was, Jorge. And um, I noticed I would still like a sort of 5 minute or 10 minute exploration, what's alive or what's unfolding, because I feel my body is still throwing so much up, and it's kind of making it hard to be here with you guys at the same time. I'm managing a lot better than in the beginning, but still there's that has a richness, I guess.
Yeah, there's I we have about 30 more minutes left.
Also, if you guys want to.
Oh, sorry, it was cutting off there last moment. What? And we have about 30 more minutes left from this session, and I wanted to mention about the finish being born process, because it came up again in the process today, in the 20-minute experiment, about I don't want to be here, or yeah, like this, like I don't want this. And yeah, that to me is coming up as a possibility of doing that process uh, sometime in the next few weeks with you guys, this process of finish being born. And if you, I don't know, I wanted to mention it to see if you have any questions about it, or any doubts, or if it's for you, or if you want in, or if you don't want in. And not about the logistics. Yeah, about logistics, we can talk about it on the Telegram, but about here is like, is there any questions that you have about it?
What would be, oh, you said like in an AHP style, or what would you, what's your word?
Well, it's a process that takes about from 1 hour to 2 hours, or it's called finish being born, where the space is set up for you to, yeah, like declare that you're choosing to be born, and go through energetic process and emotional process of doing that. Yeah, so it's from 1 hour to 2 hours. Oh. And yeah, okay, cool. It sounds like, if you have any questions, you send them on the space there on the Telegram group. And I have a question. Okay, so this next part, I also wanted to talk about remorse,
What is remorse?
unconscious remorse. So I heard remorse is a way that our sadness shows up. So it's a way that our sadness connects. It's a way of feeling our sadness. And in modern culture, I mean, like in traditional, before I knew about this, I would think that remorse was a bad thing. It was like a beating myself up, like, oh, I'm remorseful, like I did that. Remorse is like having a regret about the past, something like that, when you're remorseful. Do you guys know what I'm talking about when I say remorse?
I just Googled it, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
What does it say in
for
Google?
sure. And
Google
I wanna,
says Schuldgefühle.
okay,
What's that?
sorry, my internet's a bit laggy. I had an impulse to ask, where is sadness stored in the body?
Wait, that's a big question, and I don't know how it's related to what we're talking about right now. And
Yeah, sorry, it came up and I noticed my body's releasing a lot of tension, so I think it's in the nervous system, but that's fear, right? So yeah, and anyways, it is unrelated, so you can just continue.
yeah, and in regards to that, it's like it can be stored in many different places. Like, I think you can store it in your fingernails, or you can store it in your heart, in your blood, in your shoulders. It depends on what you're doing with it energetically. So I think it can be stored in different places. There is no one place where you get stored.
One thing I want to say to that is, like, when you say the nervous system, it feels like there's resistance to the sadness and fear to the sadness that's holding and contracting the sadness in, because it's so dangerous to feel that.
Hmm.
But the sadness itself is not, is it's release, it's relaxation, it's letting go.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, there's something there. Thank
So I want to read something that I wrote down in the last study group. Clinton mentioned something that it was like, oh, it just landed for me, and it made me re- like, yeah, confirm that I wanted to bring this up to the Sadness Club. And he said, the only thing that is strong enough to change habits of energy flow. So the only thing that is strong enough to change the habit of your energy flow is deep and authentic remorse about the results you're presently creating. So this connection with remorse is about authentically feeling remorse about something that you did in the past, something that how you did something or how you have been doing something, and that through that conscious and authentic remorse, that it is the pain is created for transformation to organically happen, for transformation to happen. And there is a way that you do things. There is a way that you do things, and this way that you do things, it creates certain results, or it has created certain results. And it's through seeing that thing that you have created and acknowledging that thing that you have created, and in a way tapping with the remorse of how you have been creating those things. I have been I feel remorse about my, like, how I've been showing up for my family, um, and that is the, like, a doorway of starting to feel the remorse. So I wanna I want to ask you from 20 minutes of experiments that we did, that if you can share, what is your remorse? What is your remorse about? What is something that you feel remorse about from something that happened in the past? And if each one of us takes 3 minutes to share about this. And anybody can speak. There is no specific order. And I think I'll go ahead first. I'll just go first. I feel remorse about the way that I've been showing up for my family. Because I haven't been present. Like I've been escaping into essentially, yeah, hiding away. I've been hiding away from my family and into this space where I can pamper myself or indulge myself into my own space. And it has created so many disconnections from my family, and breaking off my commitments with them and what I really want to do with them and to be for them. And I feel scared that I'm not feeling this all the way in this. It's big. Yeah, my remorse is about continuing, like how I continue to choose my gremlin, to be with my gremlin instead of being in presence or being with my adult self, showing up for them.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I don't have very precise feedback for you, but something about this feels a little bit off.
Yeah. Oh my. Yeah. I noticed that. Yeah, I'm not fully feeling this. There's like big feelings there, and I wanted to have like 10 to 15 minutes for this, and there was other things that developed, and actually a lot of it came out during the 20 minutes of feeling the sadness. Yeah, you went out. Wow. Yeah, the
Shall I
part
go again?
for this part, I don't want us to go too deep into it. Like this, like for me, it's this like some doorways. So yeah, like the invitation for the experiment is that you don't have to go fully deep, and if you can share some things, like show, like look for the doorway. What is the doorway of your remorse, and if you can like take one step in or 1 to 2 steps inside there.
Feels limiting if you say, I don't want to go deep in it. You can go deep in 3 minutes,
Yeah.
but you don't have to.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. If you're at the doorway and you want to go deep, go for it. For me, that wasn't. I'm not right there. I'm starting to explore this doorway.
It feels like you have this story about your family and you're searching there, but it feels like the root is somewhere else, and it's not necessarily connected to your family, it's like, I think you're looking at the wrong place and trying to fix it there, but it feels like it's somewhere else. I don't know where though. But...
Yeah, that resonates.
Yeah, I felt a bit manufactured the way you try to go in there. And I think, yeah, Katja is giving exactly the the clue that was needed for what I wanted to point out as well.
Yes. Yeah, thank you. Mm. Yeah, and this is great. This feedback, it really lands, and it helps me to see how I can further into that journey for my next steps.
And when you go further into the journey, like go from your head into your heart and like go from there. And whatever there is.
Yeah. Yeah, I can sense it. Yeah, it's more than just my family. Okay. Where would I would who would like to go next?
I can go next. But for me it's not remorse. Like remorse. Remorse is for me sadness and anger. I like to go into sadness and anger, but it doesn't feel like remorse for me.
This is remorse is in a way like softening uh, all of your that part of your being, the emotional part of your being, to get in touch with the what you created in the past, what you created, something that you created in the past, something that you caused, that you feel remorse about how you created it, why do you create it, your purpose of creating it, and it's not about beating yourself up. It's not about like, oh, I did that wrong, and hitting yourself. It's about like truly like sensing the what you created.
Well, that confuses me.
What do you have there?
I'll just gonna start whatever comes up and then go from there. I'm thinking of it doesn't help right now.
Go.
I feel this sadness and this giving up, and the giving up thing of just like, okay, I'll just deal with how it is. This is how the world is. And it just makes me angry. And I'm angry that I chose this giving up thing and I still can't choose something different, and it feels like I'm still stuck in it and don't know how to get out of it. And when I tune into my heart, it just feels like just don't do anything. And
Yeah, so I hear that this part of the giving up, that you're sad about, the sadness about giving up in the world.
when you repeat what I say, it just brings me out.
Yeah. Okay.
But I don't know the difference. Like, it just feels like giving up.
Can you speak a bit louder, please, Katja?
It just feels like giving up. When I tune into my heart, it says do nothing. And that just feels like giving up. And it just feels like crawling under
maybe
a
what is
blanket.
asked of you is
What did you say?
yeah, what came up for me is like maybe what is asked from you is a sort of giving up in a way you've never given up before, or a part you've never given up before. Maybe
So
it's a part that really wants to go. What you say, Jorge?
yeah, what is the? I mean, this is a space for Katya to keep exploring that, and how can, what is a question that you can
Okay.
ask about to help her get to her remorse? And I'm sensing that there might be a remorse about giving up, and what is that? What that is creating in your life?
Yeah, there is something about giving up.
Yeah.
And the the question also in the 20 minutes came up, where's the difference between surrendering and giving up?
Mhm.
And the question of, am I scared to surrender or just do nothing? Or, but that just feels mental again. I don't know.
Yeah, and you don't need to go there, and just sense into what is the.
I'm angry about giving up. I don't want to give up. Like this doesn't feel like
Mhm.
an option.
Mhm.
I yeah,
But that's
I
where I'm
feel fear of
stuck.
doing something wrong here.
Yeah, it feels
But
like I'm stuck.
my feedback would be, okay,
Yeah, go about.
go. Yeah, I
You're
had something, but I lost it. Um,
My question for you to go deeper into this is, how are you giving up right now, or how are you giving up in the past that it has created things in your life that you didn't intentionally create, or that you weren't intentionally creating those things? How did you giving
yeah,
up hurt?
perhaps more precisely, when did you decide to give up?
it feels very young, like as a baby.
Mhm.
And but something when you what you said, Jorge, was also some school stuff came up about giving, what does it mean to give up? Or like in school I just can't give up. It feels awful, it feels painful to be there, but giving up means giving up life, or giving up a future, or giving up being someone who's valuable, or like I can't just give up.
Mhm.
And I think those are the two layers. Like as a baby I did it. I over and over chose again to, like, I want to give up, but I can't. It's not like, then I'm just throwing out my life. And so I can't give up.
Mhm. Yeah, well, the question that to go deeper is like, are you? I suspect that there might be a part of you that's giving up. That is like, yeah, and that it goes in between these two things. Like, oh, I have to do this thing, I have to do this thing. Otherwise, there is no life, there is no future. And then it flips to the other side, where you're giving up. You're like, no, I can't keep doing this. This is bullshit. And for this particular doorway, the question will be like, how is that hurting yourself? How is that decision, or that creation, that thing that you're creating of giving up, hurting yourself or hurting others? And that will be like a doorway to open it up, to tap into the remorse part, and to this remorse, into the pain.
I have something that also really wants to come through unless there's resistance.
Go ahead, you're in the space.
Okay, so yeah, what came up for me is like, you're a baby, you know, you maybe were in a situation where you really, if you weren't a baby, let's say if you were an adult, you would have said, fuck this, I'm out of this place. You know, I choose to leave with anger. But you were a fucking baby and you needed to survive. So you couldn't do that. So there's still somehow in a part of your being this, I really wanted to give up or I want to give up, that is on that age. And and this is huge because now you are an adult and now you can feel those feelings and know that you'll survive. So this is where I would have you go.
That's what came up in the 20 minutes. That's what
And
I mean by
I'd
the
like to go there with you. I
Mhm.
think I have something similar.
Okay, I have a yes to that.
Yeah, propose we do either back-to-back EHP space or just one EHP space might be enough for both of us.
Okay, you guys can arrange that in the Telegram. Alrighty. Well, we have about 8 minutes left. And Wout, I want to hear from you about this.
Thank you. I've had once, like 5 years ago, I met this really, you know, went to a special healer because of my remorse that was stuck in my body, and he picked it up as well. There's remorse stuck in your body, and I never really managed to get to the core of that. So I'm really happy that you bring this up. Um, I think the main remorse, I'll just go a little bit in a speaking space to try to figure this out, is like the remorse of not having my true self or my authentic self really available or lived in my life. Like not really knowing who am I, what's my path, what gives me joy. And, you know, 31 years on this planet like that, it's just a really sad story, you know. Um, yeah, sits heavy like a pit in my stomach, or how did I say it? Oh,
Just go with the feelings, Wout. Go with the what is feel like, what is it?
yeah, it's like something really pressed in my solar plexus, like really. Oh, I got a square like a something that makes stamps, but it's stamped in my solar plexus. Oy,
Yeah, and the word remorse, it has a
oy.
specific vibration. It's-
Yeah, it's like the sadness of missing out or something, of missed out stuff.
yes.
Or how would you say? I, I, I can't get to it. I can't
Mhm.
get to
Yeah,
it.
I sense that it's maybe really deep in there. Mm.
Yeah. I,
Mhm.
I.
Yeah, this is about going into the relationships. relationships that you have created, and you can keep feeling that. You don't have to stop feeling to hear me or something.
Part
And
of me really doesn't want to go there.
yeah,
I'm afraid.
about what you have been doing with your energy, how you have been using your attention, where you have been putting your attention, and how you've been creating, and from the place where you have been creating, and the results that you have been creating in your relational spaces.
Oh, shame.
I have a question for
Yeah.
you. What
Shame.
happens if you never
Oh, God.
going to solve this? What happens if you would have to give up?
If I never what?
What happens if you're never going to solve this? What happens if you would have to give up?
Oh, I don't wanna. Oh, I don't wanna. Oh,
Yes. Yeah.
then I don't want to be here.
Yeah.
And that feels like a doorway for you.
Yes. Yeah. That. Mm,
I can't. I can't. I can't.
yeah. And remorse comes with this realization or this acceptance that we cannot change what happened to us in the past. We cannot change what we did in the past. We cannot change this thing. And we have to live with that thing.
No, I don't wanna. I don't wanna.
Will you say where you are? Wow, where is it?
I don't wanna. I don't know where I'm at. Maybe it's heartbreak or something. It's just full is verbal resistance. I I really don't want to. I really don't want to. I don't want to. I don't
Mhm.
want to.
Yeah,
Help. Help. Mm. Mhm.
yeah.
Oh.
Thank you for going there. I heard from my senses when I'm picking up that you touched on it. You touched very clearly on it. You were on it. And thank you for going there. And there is lots more to explore. It seems like to me that there is a resistance from you to go there.
Mhm. Yeah, and I don't know how to navigate that because a
Yeah,
part of me does want to go there.
yeah, awesome. Well, I invite you. Please take a deep breath. Click your clicker. Bring yourself to your center, to your grounding cord, and to your bubble of space. Thank you for joining in this space. I'm so touched and grateful for sharing this space here with you. And if you have, I know we're already 1 minute
Can we
over.
extend for a few more weeks?
I'm okay to stand for 5 minutes right now. And I hear you say for a few more weeks.
Well, I want to yeah, I want 4 more weeks of this.
In
Cool.
the
I
same
feel
format?
glad.
Two at least.
In the same format or in which format?
Yeah, the way it is perfect. Like I feel there's I think maybe in all of us, maybe I'm projecting, I know, but there's enough stuff to work with for at least two sessions.
Probably more.
Yeah, yeah, I think like yeah, I think more. And okay, my proposal will be to talk about creating a tree cell, something like that, and continuing this work that we're doing here, continuing in the next few weeks, and create proposals from that, and be on each other's team about continuing this territory exploration.
I have a proposal that we switch space holding. And because it feels good to have one space holder who's responsible,
Mm-hmm.
and but we can switch that, and that would be a
Mm.
proposal.
Cool. So let's bring those logistic questions to the space, to the Telegram group. And yeah, and right now, if you like to have some moments to say last few words, that is not the ending, but just the ending for this space. If you like to say anything for this space, or if you have any feedback, it's also great. And I feel glad because it sounds like we're all interested in continuing exploring this space.
Yeah, I feel super grateful. Feels like the rocket ship has just the spaceship has just started going into the higher speeds. And I feel sad because it just lifted off properly and now it's oh that's my experience. And now it's like, oh we can fly so far and go to so many cool um planets or stars together, you know.
Thank you, Wow. I want to say thank you, Wout, for bringing in your sort of clarity, especially in the first session when we were here. It it brought the space to a very real space. It changed a lot of. It brought a lot of more reality to what I'm here for and what I want to share, what I want to bring, and I'm still on that journey. I'm still going through liquid states from the things that you said in that first session. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing
Also,
that. And
your
I
sort
feel
of clarity, Jorge, that was also needed in the space. That came later
Mm-hmm.
with telling about not to come if he's late, or like all the little clarities. Like that's it, the space needs that. If that's not there, it just becomes chaotic and foggy, and so it's a good practice if we start rotating now to like do that, each one of us.
Thank you, Katya. Okay. Well, thank you guys for joining the Sadness Club, August 2023. I'm on your team. Send me a message and keep in touch about your sadness exploration. I'll see you in the next space. Bye for now.
bye for now. Love you guys. Gonna have to kick me out, Jorge.
Bye.